Right now, somewhere on your arm, there are hundreds of tiny muscles ready to fire. You can't see them, you can't feel them working, but the moment something gives you chills, they pull tight, and your hair stands on end. You probably think it's just a weird side effect of being cold, or scared, or moved by a song. But the real answer is far stranger. Those bumps on your skin are not a glitch, they are a fossil, a leftover instruction from an animal you used to be, millions of years before you ever stood up and called yourself human. Think about a cat. When it's threatened, its fur puffs out. It looks twice as big, twice as dangerous. Now think about a porcupine. Same trick, sharper stakes. This is called piloerection, and Charles Darwin was one of the first people to study it seriously. In 1872, he wrote an entire book about it, the expression of the emotions in man and animals. He noticed something odd. Humans still do this. We still raise our hair like we have fur to raise, except we don't have fur. Not really, not anymore. So why does the command still exist in you? Here's where it gets interesting. Deep under your skin, attached to every single hair follicle, there's a tiny bundle of smooth muscle called the Arrector pili. It has one job: contract and pull the hair upright. In a fur-covered ancestor, that single motion did two things at once. It trapped a layer of warm air next to the skin, like a built-in jacket. And it made the animal look bigger to a predator or to a rival in the half second before a fight. Cold weather and real danger used to trigger the exact same reflex because for most of evolutionary history, they often arrived together. You inherited the wiring, you just lost most of the fur. That's why a cold gust of wind off the ocean can still raise the hair on your arms, even though it does nothing useful anymore. No insulation, no bigger silhouette, just an ancient command, still running on hardware that doesn't need it. Your body doesn't know the difference between a real threat and a cold breeze, because both used to mean the same thing. Brace yourself. But cold and fear don't explain everything, because you've also felt this exact sensation listening to a song, watching a film, hearing a stranger tell a story that suddenly turns. None of those things are cold. None of those things are dangerous. So what is actually happening? This is where a researcher named David Huron comes in. Huron studies the psychology of music, and he spent years trying to understand a very specific phenomenon called frisson, the chills you get from a piece of music at exactly the right moment. His theory is built on expectation. Your brain is constantly predicting what happens next, in a melody, in a story, in a face. When something violates that prediction in a powerful way, a sudden key change, an unexpected crescendo, a plot twist you didn't see coming, your nervous system reacts the same way it would to a sudden important event in the wild. It treats the surprise like it matters. And the oldest, fastest tool your body has for marking something as significant is the same one it always had. Raise the hair, flood the system. Pay attention. Goosebumps, in other words, are not really about temperature or even about fear. They're about significance. Your body's way of saying, this moment counts. There's a researcher at Wesleyan University named Psyche Louis who studies this even further, scanning the brains of people while they listen to music that gives them chills. What she and her colleagues have found is that the same reward circuitry that lights up during food, during connection, during things that matter for survival also lights up during a peak musical moment. The chills aren't separate from your survival instincts. They're an echo of them, repurposed for something far less life or death. A chorus, a photograph, a memory you didn't expect to surface. So picture your ancestor, tens of thousands of years ago, standing at the edge of a forest at dusk. A sound breaks the silence. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's everything. In that half second of uncertainty, the hair on the back of the neck stands up. The skin tightens. The whole body shifts into high alert, ready to run or ready to fight. That reflex kept that ancestor alive long enough to have descendants. Long enough for that exact reflex to end up sitting dormant in you, waiting for a trigger that was never going to be a predator again. Now picture yourself, sitting in a dark room, headphones on, listening to a song reach its chorus exactly the way you hoped it would. The same circuitry fires, the same muscles pull, the same flood of significance washes over your skin. Different century, different stimulus, same ancient machinery underneath. There's something almost funny about it, if you think about it long enough. You can be standing in a warm room, completely safe, completely comfortable, and still feel your body brace for danger because a film score swelled at the right second. Your rational mind knows nothing is wrong. Your skin disagrees. And this connects to something deeper about how memory actually works. Emotionally intense moments tend to get remembered far more vividly than neutral ones. A heightened physiological state, faster heartbeat, tightened skin, a flush of adrenaline doesn't just feel dramatic in the moment. It tells your brain this is something worth encoding in detail. So when goosebumps rise during a film's climax or during the final note of a song, they aren't a meaningless flourish. They're your body actively helping you remember. And this isn't rare. Surveys on Frisson suggest that a large majority of people experience it at some point, often from music, but also from speeches, from acts of unexpected kindness, from moments of awe looking at something vast, a mountain range, a night sky, a crowd singing in unison. What links all of these moments isn't danger, and it isn't cold. It's the same thing Huron pointed to, a break in expectation. Awe involves encountering something that doesn't fit your existing mental model of the world, something too vast, too unexpected, or too powerful to process instantly. Standing at the edge of a canyon, watching a total solar eclipse darken the sky in the middle of the day. These are the moments people describe as chilling, in the most literal sense, because your nervous system is doing exactly what it has always done when reality suddenly exceeds expectation. This is why goosebumps tend to show up at the exact peak of an emotional moment, never before it, never long after. Your body is timing it, marking the climax, stamping a feeling into memory using a tool that originally had nothing to do with memory at all. It also explains why you can't goosebump yourself on command, no matter how hard you try. You can't fake the surprise. And it's why the same song can give you chills the first time and nothing at all the 50th. Once your brain predicts every turn, the surprise is gone, and so is the reflex. Familiarity is the enemy of frisson. So the next time it happens, watching a film, hearing the right 4 bars of a song, standing somewhere unexpectedly beautiful, you'll know what's actually going on underneath your skin. You're not having a strange, meaningless physical glitch. You're watching one of the oldest systems in your body do exactly what it was built to do. Notice something that matters, and make sure you don't forget it. Right now, somewhere on your arm, there are hundreds of tiny muscles, still ready to fire, still running code written for a body you no longer have. And every time they do, for half a second, you're not just feeling a chill. You're feeling the oldest part of yourself reaching forward across hundreds of thousands of years to tell you, pay attention. This one counts.